Okay. KMJ.
Hi, we're back.
Yes, we're back.
Thanks for staying. Yeah, and thanks for being a part of our conversations right here on Prime Morning. This is the next conversation.
This is the next conversation. It's time for the big interview. KMJ did very well, you know, with the introduction, giving us a hint of whom our guest is for the big interview. Okay, during the intro, I did say something that he's one MP that has been given a nickname, and that is the 4x4 MP. Interestingly,
Which
and then you
is
asked a very good question that 4x4 MP, what's the meaning of the 4x4? Well, he happens to be the 4th MP for South Tongu.
Okay.
Not just that, but he ran 4 solid times, and the 4th time, it has worked for him by God's grace.
And they earn him what, 4x4?
Not just that.
Okay.
He happens to be the 4th, like I said, the 4th MP for South Tongu under the 4th Republic.
I see.
So,
very interesting.
Very interesting. So, ladies and gentlemen, our guest today for big interview is the MP for South Tongu, Honorable Maxwell Lukutor. Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning. It's South Tongu, not Tongu.
You
don't pronounce the G.
South Tongu.
South Tongu. South Tongu.
South Tongu.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the correction.
You're welcome. I see it well.
Yes.
That's a beautiful name.
Thank you very much.
What a beautiful lady.
Oh, thank you.
And he's got a sense of humor. It's like funny.
Yes.
Right after we came this morning, it's been one funny statement to the other, and I don't know. Is that deliberate, or this is who you've been ever since? I think you have a great sense of humor.
People ask whether I get angry, because anytime, any day, they see me smile, they see me laugh. At the heat of all the things that happen to me, I still smile, I still laugh. I do it deliberately to keep me healthy and good. I believe that being angry for a long period, yes, I get angry, but not over a long period.
Yes.
I don't want my BP to be checked any day for it to be abnormal. So I do it deliberately to keep young, to keep going. So it's cool for me. Humor is good.
It is. What's the impact that gives you in terms of your constituency? What impact does it give to them?
Yeah, so they see me and they always see me gay, they see me happy. And I'm sure it's infectious. Anybody around me, I always make happy. I sit down with my colleagues, we eat from the same bowl, we drive in the same car, we do everything together. I go to play volleyball with my guys. So for me, everybody should be happy. Even during sad moments, let's create some humor out of it. And so we met my colleagues in Parliament, especially the new ones, the 115, 118, 120, we can't be too sure. We just ended our workshop yesterday. Good morning to all of them. The big C's from Volta region. You know, there are 6 new MPs from Volta region. Edem Agbana, Edem Potosu, Frank Efrie, Sebastian Dare, and then myself. And also, who's the last one?
You mentioned them, Agbana.
So then the giant killer himself, Olanyo Chepo.
Okay.
Olanyo Chepo, so the big 6. And then my colleague from Sege and also from Obum Domiabra. Good morning to his wife, Isaac's wife, Esino Ablodepe, who is a health worker in Ho. And so we have had a good time, 4 days workshop. We ended yesterday night, and this morning here we are. We have started. We had our first meeting. After the inauguration, we had our first meeting, and then we went straight into the workshop. We ended yesterday. Next week, Tuesday, we'll be back to the floor of Parliament to continue business. And so here we are.
To continue, to start or to continue?
To continue, we've already started.
Okay.
We've already started.
Great. So, Honorable, I know you're a global surveyor by profession.
Yeah.
So
a licensed surveyor.
A licensed surveyor by profession.
A licensed surveyor and a trained engineer.
Yeah. So now that you have won the hearts of the people of South Tongu, would that be on hold in any way? Would that be fused into your work as an MP for your constituents? Because this is something you've been working hard since 2016, I believe. Yes. So how would it be?
No. From 2008 to
2008, right.
So the first election was 2011.
Yes.
All through to now.
Yeah. So how would it be?
First of all, the 4x4 name, the 4th MP in the 4th Republic. And then I picked number 4 on the ballot, and I contested on 4 different occasions. So when we went to do the balloting, there was something, and all the MPs, city MPs were picking number 1. Some of us got furious. Why should the system be skewed towards that? Then I picked number 4. I wasn't too pleased. I got home. Then we said, but we can always make something good out of the number, any number we pick, like the number 8 NDC pick. And then
there was a whole fuss about it.
So at the end of the day, we decided to coin something. So 4th MP, 4th Republic, contested 4 times, and then pick number 4. Then 4x4.
then the number 4 is a lucky number for you.
Very well. So that's how we got through. So like you're saying, yes, I'm a trained engineer, left KNUST, did geodetic engineering, became a licensed surveyor, maybe the youngest at my age, because then you have to go through a host of things to become a licensed surveyor, because it's actually an authority given to you to exercise. And they always want to be sure that you are matured enough to handle it. So if you have your site plans, you have one person certifying that the plan is correct. That is the licensed surveyor. So it's not something they give to just anybody. So after training, you have to go through the process, oral interviews and all, written exams for you to be awarded. So I got that. So I've been practicing on my own since. After I left school 2001, I worked with a colleague for a little while. And then I got into private practice. So I got my license in 2012. And I've practiced with my own company, establishing other businesses. I have a small hotel. I have a salt mine.
It's not that small, by the way.
And I also have a construction company. So those are the things I have done over the period to earn a little that I have been able to do for myself. So going to Parliament, the establishments will still continue to be there. They would have to provide service. But there are rules of engagement. We were told in Parliament that you may have to come and seek clearance from a committee. You would have to go through an interview. They would have to see whether what you do will conflict with your business as a parliamentarian. So once that is established that it will not conflict, then you can be given a certificate to continue to practice. Apart from that, once they feel that it's going to conflict with what you do on the floor of Parliament, take away your time, your responsibilities and all that, then they will not give you the license. So it's at the behest of the Parliamentary Select Committee that is responsible for granting the certificate. So we'd go through the process. And I believe that with the kind of service we provide, we'll have a team of people who work with or without me, it can still run back. So we'll look at how it goes.
That's nice. That's really good.
I know you are loved by your constituents. And in fact, I see pictures and videos of you with them, and it's so infectious, you know, the kind of impact that you make on them. Now, your overwhelming win that you had, was there a particular thing, apart from the fact that they love you, you're always with them and all of that, was there one special thing that you think was the reason they voted for you massively and for the NDC?
Yeah, sure. So you see that on the day of the inauguration, about 150 people came from the constituency. Yes, so they brought about 4 different cars. Most of them were not allowed into the precincts of Parliament, of course, during the night of the inauguration. But they stayed outside. After
to come and support you.
Yes, after everything, I had to go take pictures with them. We felt very happy. Cheer songs, we sang together, we jubilated. They stayed over. The next morning, we went to the inauguration of the president. And then after that, I also had the time to go into Parliament proper with them and take pictures with them. So it was a happy moment. So the love is deep. I have been with them for quite some time. I'm not one of those people who come to contest, you don't win and you run away. So I stayed with them consistently over all that period, for almost 12 years, from 2011 till now. So my businesses I do, I'm a practicing surveyor. I do most of the things on philanthropic basis for people. Paying school fees, getting them jobs, doing all the little things I could do for them. My job fetches me something, so I'm able to use that to also support people. My joy has always been to see somebody come back after 5 years to say, you are the reason I am who I am today. So it makes me feel so good. So I do it out of love, not out of compulsion. And so they see the true love that emanates from me always. And so when it got to my turns, people have cried over the period to make me an MP. I remember 2019 when I lost, my hotel premises was like a cemetery. People were crying, they were weeping. I had to gather courage, got to them, spoke courageously to them, encouraged them. And after that election, when we met the first day to do a review of whatever happened, I broke down. I broke down because I saw disappointment in their faces. Not because I lost the election, but because I knew that people's hopes were shattered. They thought that was their hope, and because I couldn't make it, they felt so bad. So after everything, I just picked up the pieces. I didn't want to contest again. Encouragement came from almost everybody. Oh, you have to do it again, you have to do it again. I got to the scene, lo and behold, we did everything by the books and also on the ground. And then, by the grace of God, I won.
You won by a huge margin, by the way.
Not necessarily, it was about a 35 number of votes. We were 5 people contesting.
Yeah.
And you know, the last election, I lost by 73 votes to the city MP.
Okay.
And now with 5 of us contesting, I won by 35 votes.
Okay.
We have about 1,500 delegates voting. So that was the primaries. So after everything, we went into the national election. And surprisingly, because of my relationship with all the constituents, whether they are MPP, NDC, whichever party, there is deep love. So during my time, you have a lot of defections from the MPP to the NDC.
Okay.
People openly declared their support for me. Those who remained even in the MPP told people that they were going to vote for me to be the next MP because of the substance they saw in me, because of the empathy they have for me, because of who I am generally. So they openly will say it. So when we went to the election, I knew I was going to win, but it was not just a win. I was looking for a convincing win to make a statement that I have arrived, and I have arrived big, and that my constituents love me. And so we went to the election, and I garnered the highest percentage of votes for John Dramani Mahama, 93.33%.
That's a lot.
So a lot of votes, a lot of votes. We'll be able to reduce the MPP votes by over 40% in the constituency. The MP contestant for the MPP got 10,050 votes, but now the candidate got about 2,500 and something. Yeah, so that's the dynamics of the electoral fortune that I was able to give to the NDC general. So it was huge.
Yeah.
So happy, and also know that it comes with a sense of responsibility.
Just as the president is facing the same.
Exactly. So with this number of people voting for you, and when you check the first-time members of parliament, I also got the highest percentage of votes, about 91.89% of the votes. That's almost 92%.
Anyway.
Yeah, so that's what it is. So I know that there's so much I have to do, but I'm taking it one day at a time. And I pray that God himself will give me grace, enablement, and ability to be able to carry it through.
How easy are you going to do this? I mean, there's that perception over there. Once you're looking for the power, you are very, very frequent in the constituency. The moment you get the power, now you find excuses to go back to the constituency and let the people know that, okay, I'm still in touch with you people. Yours was from deep love. How are you going to handle the situation?
Fortunately for me, my constituency is not too far away from here. It's just an hour or an hour and a half drive from here. And so once there are situations to solve, I drive in and out at will. I could wake up from my constituency and come to work and go back. So only the traffic, but that one you can still manage. I have a lot of people behind me who I can always rely on. I can give them 100% trust though, but they have carried me all through from when I started contesting till now. And they are the people I rely mostly on. And with my relationship with them, when I have, they know. When I don't have, they know. And so I have a lot of committees set in place. Fortunately, on my 50th birthday, I adored a foundation. You
are what?
That's why I say my laughter and my easy life makes me look young. So I adored a foundation. I think that's the right.
He doesn't live.
I am not a young man. So I adored a foundation, the Maxwell Lukutor Foundation, the ML Foundation.
Okay.
I intend to use that together with my responsibilities in the House of Parliament, representing my people, doing oversight, and also making law. Beyond that, also help with the use of the foundation to develop my constituency. So I have 5 thematic areas that I intend to work with. Education key. I also want to do skills training and entrepreneurship, which involves handiworks, agri, fish farming, all kinds of crop farming, cashew, mango, cassava, anything. Those are the major crops we have in our area. And the community development deals with working on our roads, getting water for our people, getting health facilities, health screening. I have done 2 health screenings already since I won the primaries. So they made free surgery, screening, medication, giving of glasses, and free surgery to my constituent. I've done that on 2 occasions already.
Wow.
And I intend to continue to do that, not only with the eye, but other health-related issues. I also want to do the youth development, very, very key. We have a lot of youth within our constituencies, and their hopes are on us, the leaders. The last time we met Speaker Bagby, and he was telling that the hopes of all our constituents rest on our house.
That's true.
A lot of chill went through me.
Yeah.
So people's hope are on you as their leader. So a lot of youth development. The Sugakope Township has the Wafa Stadium a little distant away from us. That's the only AstroTurf pitch we have in the constituency. I've started working on the stadium. We have a stadium land, about 9.81 acres, almost 10 acres of land. I surveyed it.
Okay.
I've already produced a site plan. I've given to some consultants in the GFA to give me a design of a multi-purpose stadium where we have the football, the AstroTurf, we have a volleyball pitch, we have a lawn tennis, we have a changing room, we have a swimming pool for all kinds of sports facilities. So I have started working on that. I produced the site plan, like I said. They have designed the layout. I even have it on my phone.
Okay.
I'll be pasting that at the stadium area. I'll print and then put there so that we have a vision that is what we intend to develop.
Yeah.
Those who be in art, singing, culture, sculpture, anything, I would want to promote all those things so that the youth can get their rightful place in society. So that is about the youth development. And anything that the youth want to engage, if it is fish farming you want to engage in, I will support you to do that. If it is agro-business or agro-processing, I will expect you to do that. Fortunately for me, after I have left school, I've never been gainfully employed. Not, is it gainfully? I've never been officially employed in any establishment.
Okay.
So I've never written any application in my life. So when Parliament pays me, it will be my first salary earning
in my 50 years.
in my entire life.
God.
So I intend to use myself as an example for a lot of the youth.
That's a good drive.
To motivate them that they can do it by themselves. It's not only putting on tie and going to a government established institution that makes you anybody. It is what you can do for yourself and how much money you can make out of that. Then women and children, it's on my heart. We need to support these women. We need to support our children. I am already in touch with an India group of people, IPMC. They want to come and put some digital center in the constituency where we can have a place for our little ones to also go there and play with technology from the onset. So there's a lot of things we can do in that area. For our women, how to support them to get Maxwell loans and all other facilities to do the small businesses they do. They do a lot of mat weaving. They do a lot, even in the farms. You see a lot of women in the farm. So the support we can give to them to go into agro-processing. So the mangoes are there, the tomatoes, how they can process them into paste and keep so that when the time is due, they can sell. So those are the things we do for the women.
How long are you really giving yourself now that you've been voted into power to do all this?
No, of course, the first mandate I have is 4 years.
Yeah.
I am not the kind of person who is already thinking about how many years I'm going to spend in Parliament. My thinking is that even if it is only 4 years I have, when I leave, I should be remembered for something.
At least.
So I am only thinking about the 4 years that I'm giving and what I can do within the 4 years. But what I mean is that I've established all these committees and still putting some people on board. I have top-notch principals of colleges of education, other universities, professors are part of some of the committees. So like Agric, for instance, I have Professor Bobobi, the former vice presidential candidate for the CPP, being a member of my board of trustees. Honorable Kenjasa, a former member of parliament for the constituency and former deputy speaker, is also part of my board of trustees. So those are the kind, and Professor Yara Fusu, the contestant at Central Tongu, they are all part of the Agri committee and the other committees that I have formed. So those are the caliber of people I'll be sitting down with to brainstorm.
Yes.
And then also think about the way forward about some of the things we wish to do. So work has already started. We have begun writing proposal. Like I said, I've already met some India group of people we are thinking around. So I may not have the opportunity to frequent the constituency very frequently because I need to learn the rudiments of parliament as well.
That's true.
I have a role to play, being the representative of the people. And on the floor of parliament, I should always be there to defend them. I have a job to have an oversight over the executive, so I need to do my research very well and ensure that things are put in proper perspective. I intend to belong to the Lands and Natural Resources Committee because of my expertise.
Yes, expertise.
And where I'm there, I'm supposed to hold people to the fire. We have a lot of situations. Ora is fighting for a lot of things in the land sector.
Yeah.
There are so much we are hearing that are not too good for us. So I would have to do a lot of digging in and making sure that we checkmate ourselves. Even though I'm part of the populous majority on the floor of parliament. That's how we are referred to.
Yourself now. Then we will do away with the micro minority.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. So even though we have a populous majority, we want to do so good that the next 4 years when we are contesting again, it will not be too much of a problem. So we need to do all these things and make sure that my government works well and then endears itself to the majority of Ghanaians who overwhelmingly voted for us. We are not taking that for granted. Once again, thank you, Ghanaians, for believing in the NDC, believing in me to vote for us overwhelmingly. We promise that we'll do our best. And we know you always keep us.
Of course we will. And you see, doing your best now brings me into the conversation of time limitation that you have in terms of your precedent. I mean, you can still get the mandate to go another 4 years if the people so wish to put you there in office. But your president has 4 years to do all of these things that you've said you want to do. Now, there's been some quick, in terms of the ministers' appointments and all of that, a lot of things going on right now. Does it put fear in you in terms of how you'll be able to, exercise that responsibility that has been put on you in terms of the time limitation?
Not at all. You see, when Obama came, he said I should build strong institutions, not strong men. So I believe that Mahama is just an individual. He cannot do it all alone. It is we who surround him, you and I, who are far apart. It is what we do as a responsibility. Don't forget you are the fourth state of the arm of government. So it is what you tell us, how you critique us. And sometimes the criticism should be positive. When it happens, like we can sit down and judge and think around what we have to do. So if Mahama puts his ministers in place, Mahama is not NDC, he's an individual. There are other people in NDC. And if we want the legacy of NDC to continue, it is we who are behind who should help him do it. Whether he has 2 years or 4 years, we believe he can do something. And once we put strong institutions in place, whether he's there or not there, we can carry on the legacy. There are so many very top-notch people in the NDC that can always step into the shoes of Mahama and run with it. Unlike the other
There are
side.
so many?
Oh, so many people.
Oh.
So many people. I said, you don't see people.
Oh, no, I mean...
You don't see people.
That we're guaranteed after 4 years there's somebody who can still fit in the shoe and run.
It's not there can be some. There are people. There are people. No, if Mahama is not there today, there will be somebody.
Could you name any?
Say that again.
Could you name any off the top of your head?
You want me?
Yes.
Deliver me from trouble. Lead me not into temptation. No, but of course we have the 183 MPs in Parliament. We have former MPs, the Vice President. A lot of people around who can always step into the shoes of the President. So I don't believe that he's the Almighty.
Almighty.
No.
Okay.
He's our Father. He's all in all for us, but when he's not there, somebody can always step in his shoes. The two of you, you're doing good now on the show. Doesn't mean tomorrow if you don't come to work, they can't have anybody to step in. So there are always millions of people who can do same thing, but when you don't give them the opportunity, you wouldn't know whether they will be able to do or not. So I believe that there are so many people in the NDC who can always step into the shoe of the president.
Nice.
Okay. Amongst all the issues the president has made efforts to tackle ever since he actually was sworn into office, from the Boko to LGBT to the economy to all of those things, which one do you think that he's been able to handle that situation very well within the short period of time that is?
No, sincerely, he told us he would do some things within the 120 days. And I believe that he started picking them one after the other. to tell you the truth, it's not easy to appoint ministers. All 183 MPs in Parliament wish that they have appointment as ministers.
Yeah.
Some who are former MPs wish that they become ministers. There are a lot of people from outside who might have helped in one way or the other for the party to come into power. They wish they are ministers.
Do you though?
Myself?
Yeah.
Oh, who doesn't like sugar? I said,
like that.
if you are giving the minister of gender...
I like it. So which one would you have been eyeing?
Lance Samuel Resource.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one.
So the issue is that he's doing so good now. The Boku crisis is a very serious one. He took the bold step to go there himself, to sit down with the Nairi, and then begin to discuss the issues of concern. He's appointed a regional minister now. He promised that he wasn't going to choose one of the factions who are fighting. And he took a neutral person to come and sit in the middle and bring people together for them to judge and end the conflict. Once you understand that conflict is not good, I was in Liberia when they were doing their Monrovia restoration program as a surveyor to go and do ground survey. We did some flying over and we did some other thing to redraw the map of Liberia. And when you see the extent of damage, you marvel. So those things will tell you the damages that come along or the consequences of war. So once people begin to understand these things, they'll realize that they lose at the end of the day. Nobody wins. Even if you kill more people at the other side at your side, you'll still have lost some people. And those people might have been of good to a tribesman.
Yeah.
So conflict is never good. So once people begin to understand these things, they'll come to the table, and I believe that a lot of resources go into this. Deployment of military and all those things. It's a lot of resources on the consolidated the state coffers. So that for me, it's a bold decision he took to go see the Nairi for them to take decision. And the ministers is appointed. Energy, we were in crisis so quickly. He got Jinapor there. Finance, we have to put our budget together. So Atoforsin was brought there. And then Ayene, the law. Oram as well. Yeah, Oram as well.
So, well, that's a connection anyway.
Oram as well. Yeah. No, because Oram was the first recognized institution that was outlawed. And so once they started the investigations...
You need a backing to that, so the Attorney General...
People tell me behind the scenes that what they want NDC to do, they may not be too necessary in us coming to build skyscrapers. All they want is that we should recoup all the monies that people have plundered. Once we are able to get back to the national coffers, we are good to go. That doesn't mean that we're going to use unorthodox means to retrieve that. We will definitely...
You see a positive results with that?
Definitely, we will. People have started surrendering their loot. And for me, that's good. Sometimes naming and shaming does a lot of good. But if behind the scenes, people are being, let's go here. No, sometimes even the announcement alone that we know this, we know this, we know this. People will backtrack on their body. Nobody wants... You see, in your house, if you have a lot of light, criminals fear to enter your home. So once light is shown, darkness flees. So some people are doing these things not with a strong conviction or heart. So once something happens, they begin to backtrack. And I think that it's a means we can get most of our things back.
I want us to go back, to your constituency. What would you highlight as the main issues that your constituents were facing that throughout the period that you were pushing to be an MP, you really, really wanted to solve?
Ironically, we have the Volta River or Volta Lake flowing around our place. But it's not something you can drink like that. It has to be treated. And the treatment plant for water is sited on our land, Agodome. So we are intending to take water as far as to Togo. And we, within the constituency, don't have water flowing through our taps. So you have this, Mama can do all the tricycles, fetching the raw water from the river and distributing our homes. My village, Teflekputame, the first community in the Volta region, the southern sector, we don't have water flowing through our tap. So I have a storage building sitting there. You can have water. So I have never slept in that facility since I constructed it. Can you imagine? So my people need potable water. Yesterday or 3 days ago, I was talking to the former CEO of Koda, Jerry Ahmed Shaib, the MP for Wejagba. He was a former CEO. There was a contract to extend water from Sokwevume to my community, Botame. And so I was talking to him about what it is. So I spoke also to the contractor, and we have to follow up to CODA and make sure that the water system is repaired. So generally in the constituency, we have an issue with water.
Okay.
I'm always in constant collaboration with the Ghana Water Company engineers for us to see what we can do to resolve the issue of water. It's insulting to have the whole water leak in our constituency, and we don't have water flowing to our tap. Issue about roads is another problem. So the Agave Road is a major road, and we have the E block there. Sondo Senior High. That's the E block for the constituency, and that's where it is. The road to the area is not too good. And also the Angoto Enclave, that's between us and Adan is Doyo. That road also has to be constructed. Then an almighty Gonu Republic Road from Bekpo to Soklaji. It's so bad. So when it rains,
you can use
teachers who are going to school will have to take off their trowel, walk through the mud, after which they go to clean themselves, put on their trowel before they go to teach our people. Ironically, culverts have been constructed since, how many years ago? 16, 17 years ago. So it's only left for filling to be done on it. The last time I cited some letter from the Ministry of Roads and Transport. That road and one road in Honorable Agboja's constituency that they have budgeted for them. Okay. So I'll push out for that road to be done.
Okay.
And then the Lolito to where the Naval Academy is. There are two routes. It's like a ring road. So one side through Agodome area, Nutepo, has been done. But the other one through Jogbove, through Lanve to Lolito has not been done. So that one will also have to tackle. And then Doplame Road. And then a road from my village, Putame, through Agogbe to Tefle. Also a bypass.
There are so many roads.
So many roads. You know, we are a semi-rural.
each other.
Yes, they are semi-rural community, and we have so many roads that we need to touch. So the road network is another challenge. And then for me, education for the young one. And then job opportunities. I'm so passionate about the youth that anytime I speak with passion. I feel that if we empower the youth, we as leaders won't have so much trouble on our necks. I've always been saying that I'm looking for an opportunity where anytime I go back to my constituency, my youth will come around and say, Honorable, let's buy beer for you. Instead of, can you get us something? So that has always been my thinking. So wherever I can push them, if you have to go for education, go. If you have to go for some enlistment in any of the security services, go. And fortunately, we have the Naval Academy sited in our constituency. And so we'll push to see how many of our people can get themselves trained there and also become naval officers. So those are the things. So job for my youth. And then women. They don't need much to be able to trade. So the little we can get of Maslock and out of other organizations for them to work with. Those are the things I'm going to push and ensure that there wouldn't be stress on me every morning. People come and line up in my home looking for food to eat or looking for fish. If they already have businesses to do, they won't come. So that has always been my thinking that to take people from our home, find jobs for them. So that has always been my thinking, and I hope and pray that everybody listening to me, we have a lot of arable land. It will interest you to know most of the biggest rice farms in the southern sector are in my constituency. You know of Gadco? Gadco existed, and now it's with another group of people. They are managing it. And then the Agro-Brazilian farm between my constituency and Keta, a big farm there. And there are more land. Because of the river, if we construct canals, people can do this rice farming and other vegetables. So we would have to strengthen agro businesses in the constituency. And when you have people doing that, early morning, the person wakes up and go to his farm. Will he come to your home looking for tea to drink? I'm not sure they will do that. So the thinking is that let's realign, let's refocus. For me, most of the youth might not need money to be able to do the things they have to do. It's sitting down with them, mentoring them, talking to them, getting them to believe in themselves, and then taking their life in their own hands and pushing on with it. I don't believe in giving them thoughts, no. I think that they should
put it in their hands.
Yes.
Now, talking about making sure that they have something to do, especially with the rice farming that you spoke about. Now, quality seems to be the issue. And anytime that we talk about rice, producing our own rice, the first issue is how
the quality, the taste, the look,
all of that.
Yeah.
What do you intend to do to ensure that we're not just saying we're going to go and do rice farming, but we're doing it well?
So fortunately for me, so far we have 3 rice mills in my constituency. That of Gatco, Agro Brasilia, and then a private person also established a rice mill before some other smaller one. So once we encourage these outgrowers, once it is done, so people bring their paddy rice for all over the country to my constituency to even mill and back. And if you see the quality, it's so good. When you go to Keta, you see those rice that they are lined up by the road. They are selling. The quality is so just good. I eat it myself, and so I know what I'm talking about. So it is not like this peasant farmers who go to farm, do the rice, and then they do it themselves. No. So there's always facilities in the constituency that they can do the milling. So most of the top-notch rice that we eat have them backed from my constituency. So I can give assurance that you farm, you have mills, and then you can produce. So a lot more of the people are coming. And I encourage more people to come along. We have the Volta River, so water will not be a problem. Once we do the canals to your farm, you can farm all year round. And then other crops, I believe that we can always do all year. Vegetable farming, okro, agbakofe, hikpo, Chavanya area. They are noted for the largest amount of okro in our market.
Okay.
Yes, but they have a challenge crossing the stream that leads to their farm. So they always use boats to cross. The last time they came to me, I need to help them construct a boat. But if we can dredge...
Because efficiency is key.
Yes,
I mean,
if we can dredge and create a culvert across, then people can drive to their home and come. So those are some of the things I intend to do. So partners are looked for all over. People come help my constituency. There's so much we can get. It's not like just coming to help. You are coming to do business. And I assure you that you wouldn't lose when you come to my constituency. So for me, the land is there. Cassava can do so well so that we can produce a lot of ethanol for both the local and international market. Salt, we can produce even salt in my constituency. So there's so much we can do out of this. So for me, as an MP, I need to be an advocate. Yes, I'm representing them. I also have to do advocacy for them and make sure that we have a lot of people who come to set up. Fortunately, I am a licensed land surveyor. I know there are issues of land litigations. So as much as practical, I would have to sit down with my chiefs, my paramount chiefs, and then the sub-chiefs for us to think about bringing these people in to help our constituency. We can always go to litigate, but let business continue to grow as we litigate. At the end of the day, whoever wins, you can always go back.
That's it.
And take your money. So for me, I wish to be the anchor person, the link between all these people. And I intend to institute a yearly school where I meet all stakeholders. We sit down, Georgia, where we intend to send our constituency in the next year. Think around that. Take a decision. If you have to delegate some people to go to other places and seek for sponsorship support, and then whatever for the constituency we do. I don't believe I can do it all by myself. I need a lot of people around me. Ideas, push, to be able to get through.
Maxwell, clearly you have a very great vision, Honorable. But one last thing that I want to find out from you now, before the former president left office, he issued a statement that state properties should be returned by ministers. Now, the new thing we're seeing right now is the recall of diplomatic passport service and all of that. How do you make of it? Sami Oku has resigned from being the general director for NLA. You think that this is a good step? What do you make of it?
No, you see, our governance structure has been so polarized, and sometimes you can't leave anything to chance. He resigned. I'm not sure he was sacked.
He wasn't.
So once he's resigned, he feels that he needs to concentrate on the job of being a parliamentarian. I met him yesterday at the workshop, and so we had a chit chat. And so for me, there are other people who can equally do what he's done. Until he came there, we didn't know he could do what he did. So somebody else can come in and do better than he's done. So let's create opportunity for new ideas, new people to come on board and sort out things. Like was issued in the statement, diplomatic passport is meant for government officials who are supposed to be performing government business. So once you are no longer part of the government machinery, why not?
You don't even have to be asked to.
No, you don't have to be asked to. You should know that it's over. So let somebody else also take over. And so for me, some of these things should be subtly by yourself. If you were in the shoes, would you have been waiting for somebody?
Instead of waiting, requested or pushed to do it.
After all, you have your service license, and you can always use that. So for me, it's a good step, even though they shouldn't have waited for somebody to prompt them. I think that these are things that we should do and know by ourselves. Once your period is over, it's over. People in offices, some claim they are being attacked, moved. If you were in the office and you went there on the heels of a party, and then you always rub it in the face of other party people. I am here by virtue of me being so and so, an elephant. And today the elephant has been chopped into bits and pieces. So why do you have to be there continually? So you should know once you are there, you didn't see the meat.
I saw no meat.
You saw everything. So why are you behaving like a virgin?
My goodness, yeah.
So I think that some of those things, they themselves should have known that their period is over and they should quietly. You talk to some people, oh, I'm no longer there, me, myself, I'm home. He doesn't want any trouble. So other persons will be appointed to also do their thing. It's about the institution. Once the institution is run well, we are good to go.
But do you love music?
Music, yes. I love gospel music.
Yes, I love music. I'm sure you may have heard about Osibisa.
Osibisa, yes, I do.
Okay.
I hear one of them is...
Yeah, Teddy. Yeah, we lost Teddy yesterday.
Yeah, I hear Teddy is no more. Yeah. Our hearts go out to them. These are seasoned musicians who have held us all over. Fortunately, their music, anytime you listen to them, it's still refreshing.
Yeah.
But some of the noisy ones we have these days. You say I didn't say that one loud. Why are you attracting attention to me?
But we still had it.
So our heart goes out to them. The high life musicians, the top-notch ones, they have always held us together. You sit back, you look at the lyrics of their music, and it makes so much sense.
Yeah. It does.
And it lifts you up.
Yeah.
And so it's always good to listen to them.
But Honorable, wait. Before that, Honorable, please, the youth, you have them at heart, okay? So definitely one or the other, maybe we will have some rappers, some singers, some, who would want to go into the creative industry. So what is the plan specifically for that group?
Yeah, so you see, I always don't believe in sitting somewhere and sewing dresses for others. Sit down with them, discuss with them. What can you do? What's your strength?
Okay.
How do you intend to achieve that? Once I'm not in music, I may not be able to draw a roadmap for you. Yeah. But you are into that trade. So tell me, this is what we do. This is how we do it. This is what I can do.
Create an enabling environment for you.
That's all I can do. So I am ready to create an enabling environment for everybody. Come sit down with me, discuss your plans with me, where I will fit. I will fit in there. But if you just call and say, Honorable, I'm a musician, help me. I am not a trained musician. I am a surveyor. I'm an engineer.
Yeah.
When it has to do with site plans, indenture, documents, that's where my specialty is. So when it comes to your field, you have to tell me, this is how I intend to do it. Oh, I want to speak to Stoneboy.
Let me know how I can help facilitate that.
I don't like that.
Since you love gospel, maybe we'll be looking at Obapa Christie and
yes.
Metal and the rest.
Yeah, Joe Metal and the rest. But I always do with Kek Franklin. I know I can make it.
Okay. That's your favorite.
That's a good one.
Okay, what a good way to end the conversation this morning.
Yeah.
It's been insightful.
I always believe that I can make it.
Yeah.
You always do.
Yeah, I know I can make it.
4. You always do.
No, you should look into the number 4. Maybe it has something to do with your destiny. Yeah. You need to look into that. But
I'll have to come and sit down with you.
I think so.
I'll consult for a fee.
For Honorable has 4 kids.
For a very cool fee.
For a very cool fee.
Very cool fee.
Oh, I have 4 kids actually.
Honorable has 4 kids.
Very, very cool.
He has 4 kids. You've
got 4 kids.
Oh, I have 4 kids.
There we go. Then Honorable, at this point, 40,000 to come and see me.
Dollars or cities?
Dollars.